I know you're a good person, but it's crucial to recognize that not everyone holds the same values we cherish. Our innate hope for a better world often blinds us to the reality that some individuals thrive on chaos, lacking empathy or remorse. It's painful to admit, but the truth is that sometimes those closest to us can be the source of our greatest distress. We like to think we'd spot negativity easily, yet often it's the subtle signs that escape our notice, the little inconsistencies in words and actions. In today's discussion, we'll delve into 9 signs of a malevolent presence in your life, exploring how to identify and protect yourself from those who may secretly wish you harm. Stay tuned, as understanding these signs is not just about avoidance, it's about nurturing a more profound resilience and maintaining your peace amidst the storms of interpersonal chaos. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple favor I'll ask from you is to hit that subscribe button. And please, don't skip any part of the video. If you're here, you're not like the majority. You are the exception, and every moment of this discussion could be crucial for you. Number 1. They find joy in others' misfortune. Spotting a harmful person isn't always about overt aggression or malice. Sometimes it's their subtle enjoyment of someone else's difficulties that reveals their true nature. Picture this. You're sharing a tough moment, perhaps a personal setback or a challenge at work, expecting a bit of understanding or at least some comforting words. A true friend would naturally respond with empathy, standing by your side, ready to listen or help you navigate through the storm. In stark contrast, a harmful individual might respond with a smirk or a dismissive laugh, finding some twisted satisfaction in your discomfort. This unsettling reaction is not just a minor social faux pas, it's a profound display of their lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to put oneself in another's shoes, is a fundamental human trait, one that Stoicism holds in high regard. The Stoics, known for their practical wisdom, believed in the power of sympathy and support to strengthen community bonds and foster personal growth. They taught that life's trials are bearable when we face them together, supporting one another with compassion and understanding. When someone derives pleasure from another's misfortune, it not only breaches basic human decency, but also goes against the core Stoic principle of mutual support. This behavior is a red flag, signaling a character deeply at odds with the virtues of Stoicism, which values the well-being of the community and the development of personal virtues like patience, fortitude, and kindness. Understanding this can be a crucial step in safeguarding not only your emotional health, but also your personal journey towards living a virtuous life. Recognizing these traits helps us to choose our companions wisely, ensuring that those we surround ourselves with are aligned with our values and supportive of our well-being. Number 2. They manipulate your feelings. As we delve into our second sign, let's talk about the subtle art of emotional manipulation, a tactic often employed by those who seek to benefit at your expense. Imagine someone always playing the victim to evoke your sympathy, or someone who regularly blames you for their problems to stir up guilt. These tactics are not just manipulative, they're a deliberate ploy to influence your behavior to serve their ends. Stoicism, a philosophy that prizes emotional resilience, teaches us to be wary of such manipulations. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes from within, advocating for a form of emotional independence that shields us from being swayed by others' negative influences. According to Stoicism, our responses to external events, including the manipulations of others, should be measured, thoughtful, and aligned with our values. This philosophy empowers us to maintain control over our reactions, thus preserving our inner peace and decision-making autonomy. Recognizing when someone is manipulating your emotions is crucial. It allows you to maintain a distance and approach interactions with a rational mindset. When you notice these patterns, whether it's guilt-tripping, undue pressure, or unwarranted blame, it's a signal to reassess the dynamics of that relationship. Stoicism teaches us to look inward, to question why we react a certain way, and to strengthen our emotional defenses against such tactics. This isn't just about self-protection. It's about maintaining the integrity of our personal journey and ensuring that our decisions are the product of our own reasoned choices, not the manipulations of others. Understanding this helps us cultivate relationships based on genuine mutual respect and affection, rather than transactions tainted by manipulation. It's about building a life surrounded by people who empower us, not those who diminish our autonomy. By fostering this discernment, we align closer to Stoic ideals, living in harmony with our true nature and contributing positively to our community. Number 3. They are quick to anger. We've all encountered individuals who seem to snap at the slightest provocation. Their reactions are not just over the top, they can also be intensely directed at others, turning what could be a minor disagreement into a heated and destructive argument. This tendency is more than just a personal flaw. It's a profound departure from the Stoic virtue of self-control, which is pivotal to maintaining harmony both within oneself and in one's relationships. Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-mastery, especially over our emotions. The Stoics believed that by controlling our responses, we could maintain our inner peace and prevent external circumstances from disturbing our tranquility. A quick temper is a sign of someone who has lost this crucial battle with themselves. It reflects an inability to stay composed, think clearly, or respond appropriately when faced with life's inevitable challenges. This lack of control is not just a personal issue. It can have ripple effects, creating a toxic environment for everyone involved. When someone frequently explodes in anger, it does more than just strain their relationships. It disrupts the collective well-being. It can lead to an atmosphere where people feel they must walk on eggshells, where open communication is stifled, and where fear and resentment build rather than trust and cooperation. This is starkly against the Stoic ideal of community and support, where each person is expected to contribute to the collective harmony by managing their passions and reactions. Understanding and recognizing this sign of a quick temper can guide us in how we interact with such individuals. It encourages us to approach them with caution, perhaps helping them see the value of self-control, or in some cases, choosing to distance ourselves to maintain our peace. In adopting a Stoic approach, we don't just protect ourselves, we also hold space for our own growth and ensure that our environment remains conducive to developing virtue, as the Stoics so wisely advised. Number 4. They betray trust. Trust is not just a component of relationships, it's the very foundation on which they are built. When trust is betrayed through lies or broken promises, it shakes the core of our relationships, making us question not just the future of those bonds, but also our judgment in people. Betraying trust is a serious violation, one that Stoicism particularly condemns because it undermines the virtues of integrity and honesty, qualities deemed essential for a wise and virtuous life. In Stoic philosophy, the wise person is someone who lives according to reason, which includes being consistent and reliable in their actions and words. Integrity, therefore, is not just about being honest, but about being whole, undivided in one's ethical principles, irrespective of external pressures or temptations. When someone lies to you or breaks a promise, they are not just failing you on a personal level, they are showing a fundamental flaw in their character, a split between what they profess and what they practice. The consequences of such betrayals are profound. They ripple out, affecting not only the immediate relationship, but also the community at large. Trust is what allows us to feel safe and to cooperate with one another. Without it, society itself can start to fracture. Recognizing when someone consistently betrays trust is therefore critical. It isn't just about protecting oneself from future harm. It's about preserving the social fabric that binds us all together. In conversation and in practice, acknowledging this betrayal of trust means reassessing the relationship and considering how to respond. Stoicism teaches us not to react impulsively with anger or vengeance, but to respond with measured wisdom. It prompts us to ask, how can we best preserve our dignity and peace of mind in this situation? Is it possible to restore trust, or is it wiser to distance ourselves? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary ones, reflecting the Stoic commitment to living a life of thoughtful deliberation and moral integrity. Number 5. They avoid personal responsibility. Individuals who habitually shift blame and deny their mistakes showcase a significant departure from the principles of accountability and self-improvement, principles that are central to Stoic philosophy. In Stoicism, self-reflection is not just a practice, but a duty. The Stoics believed that personal growth stems from our ability to look inward, evaluate our actions, and take responsibility for them, both the good and the bad. This process of self-examination helps us align our behaviors with our values and learn from our missteps, ultimately leading us toward becoming wiser and more virtuous individuals. When someone consistently avoids taking responsibility for their actions, they deny themselves this opportunity for growth. More troublingly, they disrupt the relationships and communities around them. This behavior can manifest in small ways, like a co-worker who blames others for a missed deadline, or in more significant ways, such as a partner who refuses to acknowledge their role in a conflict. Regardless of the scale, the outcome is often the same: a breakdown in trust and communication, which are essential for any healthy interaction. Understanding and recognizing this avoidance of responsibility is crucial for maintaining not only personal peace, but also for fostering environments where truth and integrity prevail. Stoic teachings remind us that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our responses to them. Therefore, confronting or distancing ourselves from those who habitually shirk responsibility can be a step toward maintaining not just personal harmony, but also toward upholding the Stoic ideal of contributing positively to the community. By embracing these Stoic principles, we encourage not only our own ethical development, but also model for others the value of owning one's actions. In this way, recognizing and addressing the avoidance of personal responsibility not only protects us from potential harms, but also serves as a practice of Stoic virtue, promoting a more accountable and reflective society. Number 6. They isolate you from others. Now let's talk about isolation, a subtle yet incredibly manipulative tactic used by some individuals to gain control. Isolation doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process where someone might begin to sow seeds of doubt about your friends or family, suggesting that these loved ones have negative intentions or are not genuinely supportive. Over time, this can escalate to a point where you find yourself distanced from your support network, dependent solely on one person. This manipulation is deeply concerning because it strips away the very essence of what makes us resilient and robust: our social connections. From a Stoic perspective, the community and social bonds are not just nice to have, they are essential. Stoicism teaches us that being part of a community is integral to our nature as social beings and crucial for our personal and moral development. Seneca, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, emphasize the importance of friendship and support systems, advocating for relationships that are based on mutual respect and philosophical growth. When someone isolates you from others, they are essentially weakening your ability to reason and make independent choices, both key aspects of Stoic teachings. This behavior is antithetical to the Stoic belief in the strength of the community, where each member thrives on shared wisdom and mutual support. Recognizing when you're being isolated can sometimes be challenging because it's often masked with justifications that may seem logical, such as wanting to spend more quality time together. However, understanding the intent behind these actions is crucial. If you find yourself feeling isolated or notice that your relationships with others are deteriorating because of someone's influence, it might be time to reevaluate the dynamics of that relationship. Stoicism doesn't just ask us to endure, it encourages us to act wisely and justly. Confronting or distancing yourself from someone who attempts to isolate you is not only about protecting your independence, but also about preserving the Stoic commitment to maintaining healthy, supportive, and uplifting relationships. This ensures not only your well-being, but also aligns with the Stoic ideal of living in harmony with others, fostering a community where each individual can flourish. Number 7. They use information against you. This tactic involves taking something shared in confidence, whether it be a personal secret, a vulnerability, or even a past mistake, and turning it into a tool for manipulation or harm. It's a betrayal that cuts deep, exploiting trust and turning it into a weapon. Stoic philosophy, with its emphasis on wisdom and prudence, offers valuable guidance on this matter. The Stoics taught the importance of being cautious with whom we share our deepest thoughts and feelings. They believed that not everyone deserves access to our innermost selves, and that we should share our vulnerabilities selectively with those who have proven themselves trustworthy and honorable. This isn't about fostering suspicion, but about exercising discernment, recognizing that while openness is valuable, it must also be tempered with wisdom. Using personal information against someone is not just a breach of trust, it's a form of psychological manipulation that can have profound emotional impacts. It can lead to feelings of betrayal, isolation, and powerlessness, which can disrupt one's peace of mind and emotional stability. This kind of behavior is starkly opposed to the Stoic values of justice and respect for others, which are central to maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships and a harmonious community. If you find yourself in a situation where someone uses your personal information against you, it's important to recognize this as a major red flag. Stoicism teaches us not to react with impulsive emotion, but to respond with rational thought. Consider the implications of this breach of trust and evaluate whether this relationship aligns with your values and your well-being. Protecting oneself doesn't necessarily mean cutting people off at the first sign of trouble, but it does involve setting clear boundaries and perhaps distancing oneself from those who repeatedly misuse trust. In confronting such situations, we not only protect our well-being, but also affirm our commitment to Stoic principles, valuing self-respect, cultivating wise relationships, and striving for a life where reason and virtue prevail. Recognizing when personal information is used against us and taking steps to safeguard ourselves are crucial measures in maintaining both personal tranquility and the integrity of our relationships. Number 8. They show no remorse for wrongdoing. In any relationship, be it personal or professional, missteps are inevitable. What defines a person's character, however, isn't just the mistakes they make, but their response to these errors. Stoic philosophy places significant emphasis on the importance of self-awareness, repentance, and correction. The Stoics believed that the path to virtue and wisdom involves recognizing our faults and rectifying them. This process of correction is not just about making things right with others, but is crucial for personal growth and moral integrity. When someone shows no remorse after wrongdoing, they are essentially rejecting this essential process of ethical reflection and improvement. This attitude can be particularly harmful because it not only stunts their personal development, but also affects those around them by undermining trust and respect in relationships. A lack of remorse often manifests as a dismissal of the impact of one's actions on others. For instance, if someone lies or betrays a friend and shows no regret or desire to make amends, it signals a detachment from the values of honesty and integrity, values that are deeply ingrained in Stoic teachings. This disregard can create a toxic environment where accountability is absent and relationships are superficial or manipulative rather than genuine and supportive. Understanding and addressing this lack of remorse is crucial, not only for maintaining personal peace, but also for upholding the Stoic ideal of living a virtuous life. It prompts us to either help the individual recognize the importance of moral accountability, or, if that fails, to make the difficult decision to distance ourselves from their negative influence. Stoicism teaches us to surround ourselves with those who aspire towards virtue and who encourage us to do the same. Therefore, recognizing when someone persistently shows no remorse is vital. It protects our well-being and ensures that our environment nurtures our growth and upholds our values. In navigating relationships where remorse is absent, it's important to approach the situation with both wisdom and compassion, traits highly valued in Stoic practice. This might involve setting clear boundaries, offering forgiveness where possible, and always striving to act in a way that aligns with our principles of justice and moral integrity. This not only maintains our tranquility, but also sets a standard for what we expect from ourselves and others in our lives. Number 9. They consistently disrespect boundaries. As we wrap up our exploration of the signs that can indicate a potentially harmful presence in your life, let's discuss the critical issue of boundaries, specifically what it means when someone consistently disrespects them. Personal boundaries are the lines we draw around our emotional, physical, and mental spaces that help us define who we are and what we are comfortable with. These boundaries are essential for maintaining our sense of self and for ensuring that our relationships are healthy and mutually respectful. In Stoicism, respecting boundaries goes hand in hand with respecting others' autonomy and individuality. Stoic philosophy teaches us to recognize and honor the inherent worth of each individual, including their right to set and maintain their personal boundaries. This respect is not just a courtesy, but a fundamental aspect of ethical interaction. When someone disregards these boundaries, it's not just a personal affront. It's a violation of Stoic principles, which hold that each person's agency and personal space are sacred. Consistent disrespect for boundaries can manifest in various ways. It could be repeatedly overstepping physical spaces, ignoring requests to change hurtful behaviors, or insisting on discussing topics that one has marked as off-limits. Such behavior not only creates discomfort, but can also lead to a deeper erosion of trust and safety within the relationship. It signals a lack of regard not just for the person's comfort, but for their autonomy as a whole. Understanding the importance of boundaries and recognizing when they are being violated is crucial for maintaining your well-being and upholding the Stoic commitment to justice and respect for others. It empowers you to take appropriate actions, whether that means having a frank discussion about your boundaries, reinforcing them more firmly, or, if necessary, distancing yourself from the relationship. In situations where boundaries are consistently disrespected, Stoicism encourages us to respond not with anger or resentment, but with reasoned action that aligns with our values. It teaches us to remain firm and compassionate, to educate where possible, and to protect our space and peace of mind when needed. By doing so, we not only preserve our dignity and self-respect, but also foster environments where genuine respect and ethical interactions are the norm. This approach doesn't just benefit us individually, it enhances the quality of our interactions and relationships, creating a community that values and practices respect for each person's boundaries. Thank you for joining me today at Stoic Journal. Remember, understanding these signs and taking action not only protects our peace, but also aligns us with the virtues of Stoicism, fostering a life of integrity and respect. If you found this discussion enlightening, consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to continue your journey in cultivating wisdom and resilience. Your engagement enriches our community, and together we grow stronger in our Stoic practices. Thank you for being part of this journey, and until next time, stay wise and stay serene.